it would have been nice to have my microphone on, right? Right, right. So, one more time. Hi, guys. Welcome to my channel, Lunatic Plays. I'm the lunatic who plays nothing. I'm here. Weekend is here. And last weekend we did Reddit confessions and we did before playing some Baldur's Gate. And I kind of enjoyed that. I like exploring the dark recesses of humanity and comparing the scale of evil. Um, and I also wanted to catch up on my social catfish videos on YouTube. So I was thinking that maybe we could watch one episode of that. Maybe we can find some interesting current videos and see how they do. So let me see if I can get you guys to see. And you should be able to see it now. So this show it can be sad, it can be funny, it can be disturbing. Mostly it's disturbing. But it's led by this group of, I am assuming it's a group of people who are married, this girl and her husband, who's really anti-porn for some reason. And they help people who get catfished online out of tons and tons and tons of money. And honestly, I actually found this because of another streamer, but she's Polish. So I was like, it's Saturday. Hey, Ma, how are you? I'm glad you're here because I wasn't sure whether to do confessions or social catfish. What do you want to do? Do you want to do social catfish for a change? We can do this here. So I figured, you know what? Let's do like an hour. Yeah. Sometimes the victims are not perfect, though. The victims can be very complicated sometimes. And this is why I think that watching this is a little bit of a moral exercise because there are no perfect victims. And I think that this show is a perfect testimony to the fact that there are no perfect victims because 90% of their clients are men in their 60s, 70s who thought that a 22-year-old has fallen in love with them, and it's really hard for them to accept that a 22-year-old would not fall for them. So yeah, it's one of those. But you know what, like every now sometimes you find really sad ones, but sometimes you find really ridiculous ones. So let's see if we can find ridiculous ones because I think no. Memnok, I know that your scale of disturbing is very off the charts for a regular person, but I have just made affiliate with Twitch. I don't want to get banned on my first day of affiliate. Please. Please. But you know what? It is a fascinating topic. Like, I feel like oh God. Oh God. No, but honestly, it is actually a fascinating topic. And I feel like a lot of stuff like this, what you're saying, it would be great, but I feel like I would have to curate it before the live stream. I would be afraid of going into it in this kind of scenario where we're just like exploring the internet and I haven't seen what is going to be shown before it is shown. Like, this is pretty PC. Like, this we can watch. This is fine. But anything like, you know, like true crime and torture devices and all that kind of stuff, I would say that I would probably need to do previous research and then like compile it and get it ready for you for the weekend and then show you the things that won't get me banned from YouTube or Twitch. But here we are. We just have like an hour and a half for this segment of the live streaming today. So let's get into it. The episodes are normally like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Some are 40. Let's see. So there's romance scam. Online boyfriend demands 10,000 to come home. This is a recent video. Karen haircut is very convincing for me. The Karen haircut, I'm not gonna lie, makes me curious about her. Woman sends $45,000 to 4-star general boyfriend on romance scam. Woman sends okay, that's just is it oh, this is members only, so they have like special context for just members, where I guess they do like Q&A with the woman. Generally for these episodes, they don't really tell you how it was resolved, so I'm not gonna watch that one. Man sends thousands to FBI agent girlfriend. This is a team with them. A lot of them pretend to be part of the military or like secret services or something like that, and most of them are Americans. The scammers are Nigerian in most cases. Like, and I'm not saying this like as a xenophobic thing. It's just like 90% of the episodes that I've seen, the scammer was from Nigeria. But here we have another military wife, army girlfriend, $100,000. If anything catches your eyes, let me. Stranger Things actor convinces woman to send $10,000. Okay, I think we've got the one. Are we watching the Stranger Things one? I think we're watching the Stranger Things one. I mean, which actor? Let's see.
I am obsessed.
Yeah, these kind of things, they do tend to happen, Memnock. I've seen myself, like, age gap relationships. I've been in some myself. So, you know, it's not that they don't happen, but it's kind of like if a literal Victoria's Secret model reaches out to you on Facebook and tells you to send her $10,000 because she's on a secret mission with the CIA in Uganda and she needs to come home, maybe don't send her $10,000. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a bit like that. But let's get into this case of social catfish.
Obsessed with Stranger Things.
Can you hear the video,
the
right?
The thing is, when I tallied it all up, it was $10,000-ish.
Right.
I told my ex-husband, I said, listen, I said, it's not working out. I said, you're not letting me be me. You're not letting me be free. I said, I think you need to leave. So he left within 2 months.
Did she break up with her husband for the actor of Stranger Things? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it's off to a hot start, isn't it?
What's up, Seekers? Welcome back to another episode of Scamfish presented by SocialCatfish.com.
I want to know
why does this
actor?
famous guy need money from you, Michaela?
Yeah.
See, I wondered that too.
There was one that thought that she was talking to Johnny Depp. She was crazy. I don't think she, at the end, accepted the fact that she's not talking to Johnny Depp. I think, like, she left the episode still believing she's talking to Johnny Depp.
He starts doing things that make me believe that he is who he is.
He is pretty, but
on today's episode,
why would he
we
reach
speak
out
to
to you,
Michaela about
random
her
girl
online
from
relationship with the actor
whatever you
Dacre
live at?
Montgomery, aka Billy from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
the two met on a forum over a year
he's
ago.
Of age, right? He is.
But have never met in person. She is now having doubts about everything after funding Dacre's life for over a year. Dacre claimed he needed money until he broke up with his girlfriend, and this was the only way he would be able to finally leave her to be with Michaela. Let's jump into it and see if we can help her out. Real quick, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
There's having hots for an actor and then there's having hot for an actor get scammed out of $10,000 on fucking Facebook for him. Right? Like,
Your comment and could help
okay,
stop
I heard
someone
that
from
the acting payments got really bad with Netflix apparently. So like the actors these days don't really get paid as much as they used to back in the glamour era of movies. But still, like, would you be asking your fans for thousands and thousands of dollars on fucking Facebook or something like that? Which, by the way, guys, I'm now affiliated with Twitch, so please donate. I promise you, I'm real.
being scammed. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
My name is Kayla. Hi, social catfish. I'm an artist.
$10,000
I
is
work
not
in
that
film
bad.
and I do a lot of editing. I do a lot of production and stuff like that. I also act as a hobby, so that's pretty fun. So I'm on
Cool.
both sides of the camera
Good for
there.
you, girl.
I am a single mom from Kentucky. I have a daughter who's about to turn 7. I have been a single parent pretty much since she's been born.
Oh.
I'm separated from my husband. He's estranged, I guess you could put it that way. He lives over 500 miles away. We separated because he was very toxic.
Okay.
Michaela has always been
So she didn't separate because of the guy. That's good. That's a green flag. At least the scammer didn't make her divorce her husband. It happened. It has happened in the history of this TV show.
an artistic person.
Is it a
During her
TV
marriage,
show?
she felt her husband was limiting her
This
creativity,
artistic
so she
creation.
decided to express her art online.
It was on a forum. It was on an artist forum.
She joined a forum where
So
she
it
could
was
meet
after. Okay, so the timeline goes. She was married to someone she claims was abusive. No way to verify it, but let's take her on her word. She seems really sweet. And then she's a single parent in America, which that's a fucking nightmare. And she was sharing her art online. And is that how she meets your man? Let's
other
see.
creative people, and that's when it all began.
Okay.
Anyone who has anything
Yeah.
to do with art could be in it.
Okay. Oh god. You know
This guy
what?
messaged
Just being on Twitch alone, these type of chats and forums and stuff, they are flooded with fucking scammers. Like if you guys come to a couple of live streams, you will see pretty much every single live stream there's a scammer who pops in and tries to sell me some art, tries to sell me some fucking animated animals to do God knows what in the corner of my screen on fucking stream, who wants to talk to me on fucking Instagram. Lately, none of them have fucking headphones. What's going on with the scamming industry and headphones? Why don't you guys have any headphones in the fucking scammer center? What's going on? Has like the security gotten better? Because lately all of the fucking scammers are coming in and they're like, I have no headphones, can I chat to you? And I know immediately that they're going to try to scam me. So I'm like, donate. Yeah. Oh, did you donate? Oh my god! Thanks, Memnock. Thank you so much. Sorry, I it's the first time I'm getting bits on Twitch, so I heard the noise. I was like, okay, that's cool. And now I just saw the bits. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love it. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Honestly, like I was waiting with this affiliate Twitch journey thing since I started a year and a half ago, and now I reached it. I didn't even realize. I probably reached it days ago, and I saw like. I went looking like, where's my goal? And the goal I was looking at 2 days ago,
me. He was
it was the goal to become partner. So I'm really close to becoming partner, which is great. So thank you so much for being my friends.
under a different username. Me and him get to kind of talking, and then he admits
Uh-huh.
that he is an actor,
Oh,
like a
God.
well-known actor.
Oh my god, you know what it seems like to me?
And of course, here I am thinking, oh, well, he's going to say he's Johnny Depp or something. he tells me that he's Dacre
It has happened
Montgomery.
before. Okay.
That's like one of my favorite actors. And me and him just really hit it off, but
You know how they get you. Generally, they actually study your profiles. So these scammers, they know the stuff that you like on Facebook. They like the stuff that you like on Instagram. They see whom you follow. They see the fan pages that you're a part of. And it seems to me like this is a targeted attack, because this kind of tends to happen. Like, they will get this information from your profiles and all your social media, and then they will hit you where you're most vulnerable, and they will tell you that they're this actor that you really love. Like, so depending on who you like on Facebook and follow, like if you follow Johnny Depp, then they will tell you they're Johnny Depp. If you follow, I don't know, Leonardo da Vinci, problematic character, but nonetheless, if you follow him, they'll tell you that, it's them. So yeah, it seems extra vicious.
of course, I'm suspicious from the get-go until he starts doing
my God.
things that make me
Thank you.
believe that
I
he
love
is
it.
who he is.
I was looking at the ads revenue thing, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. By Christmas, I should have made €1.
Upon receiving an email from Michaela, we arranged a call with her to delve deeper into the matter and gather additional information. We approached this interview like any other case. Our primary objective was to understand the underlying reason driving Michaela to think that this was the real Dacre.
He's
I am
cute, though.
obsessed with
You have to
Stranger
give it to
Things.
him.
Billy is just this bully. He kind of comes in, tries to dominate, which is totally unlike his actual personality.
What's the reason that you guys aren't able to meet face to face?
Well, see,
Yeah.
okay, that's one thing that we actually bonded over. And basically, through the relationship, he was venting to me after a few months about his partner, saying she's very controlling of him.
Oh,
He
God
doesn't
bless.
get to do the things that he wants to do. She's always there. She's always got to supervise. And I kind of empathize with that because my ex-husband was that way. At about a year after we kind of admitted feelings for each other, he said, there's nothing like, the feeling of love when it's reciprocated.
This
And I
seems
said, what? And
very
he said, I'm
targeted.
indirectly asking you out. And I was
Oh my God, like my conspiratorial brain, I just escaped a cold, by the way. My conspiratorial brain is like, what if it was the husband? What if it's the husband making an elaborate revenge plan on her, pretending to be her favorite actor and scamming her of all the money. Meanwhile, she has to support herself and their kid. Oh my God, imagine. That would be crazy. I'm
like,
already
okay, well,
writing
I'm kind of
fanfics
stupid
in my
about
brain,
this. I was like, what do you mean asking me out? And he said, I want you to be my girlfriend.
They do that. They do that a lot. Like,
And
in
he was
the
just like,
first
you got to keep
2
it quiet. He
hours,
said,
they'll ask you
because,
to be there.
I'm still with Liv. And he was like, but I'm not technically with her. He said they had broken up.
Did he ever post anything that they were broken up at that time, or?
There were things I noticed. Basically, at the time that he said that they had broken up, he said they'd been broken up for about 6 months. When I went back into his past history, like on his Instagram and things, the romantic sort of, flirty messages that they would send to each other, like, post about each other, had stopped within that time period. They weren't doing Valentine's Day posts. They weren't doing birthday posts. He wasn't posting about her. She wasn't posting about him. The only thing that I have seen in the last 2 years
I'm gonna Google him
of
on a
those two
separate
posting
window.
about each other recently was a thing where she was posting about their 5-year anniversary.
A year of not talking to somebody on the phone is very long time, Michaela.
That is one thing
yeah.
that was a huge red flag.
Okay, it's legal for me to like him. He's 30 years old. He's older than me. Okay, it's very legal. I can be into him too. Amazing. Now, come at me, scammers.
To me, but at the same time, I kind of understood because he said where she was so controlling of him and he couldn't get away from her, like she's glued at his hip. He wasn't able to call. He wasn't able to, video chat and stuff like that.
After communicating with him for months, Michaela had to make a choice. It was either her husband or Dacre. He told her
To see, it is a crazy thing that they would be willing to work a person for over a year. Like, this kind of thing makes me feel like the husband theory checks out. Like, I will have a board here by the end of this, like little connections and everything. But they have these scamming centers in different places in the world where they will be messaging multiple people, like tens and teens of people, all day, every day, pretending to be different celebrities, pretending to be different people, moving money around. Sometimes they don't scam you out of money, but they will move money into your account and then to another account to do like money laundering and moving different assets and stuff, and then exchanging it into bitcoins and exchanging it into coupons and stuff like that. So they have different purposes for the people that they're scamming. And you know what, like when they're working say 20 people at a time, if they're gonna work one person for a year just to get that relationship with them to then scam them, then then they can actually really afford that. And generally, like the longer that they work them, the more they need them for the more nefarious things. Like rather than just scamming money out of them, they would like move money into their account, get them to exchange it for, I don't know, like Spotify gift cards and stuff like that. Like, and this is crazy. Like there have been people who, like the scammers have gotten like $20,000 in like Xbox gift cards, like, and it's like, hey, I'm Johnny Depp. I am stuck on a deserted island. I need $20,000 in Spotify gift cards, And the worst thing overall is that they do it. They really do it. People lose their homes over it.
This was the only way they could truly be together.
Because he gave me the ultimatum. After we had been together for a little while, he gave me an ultimatum. He said, listen, he said, it's either your husband, he said, or it's me.
So,
and I said, look, there's no.
So she left the husband.
Competition. I said, you treat me better.
This guy's gonna go.
So
to
I
hell.
told my ex-husband, I said, listen, I said, it's not working out. I said, you're not letting me be me. You're not letting me be free. I said, I think you need to leave. So he left. Within 2 months, he was gone.
Girl.
My ex-husband is out of the house. I said, I'm separated from him. I said, there's no one here except for me and, my daughter, Rain. I said, it's just us. I said, now it's your turn. I was like, if you're going to be with me, I said, you have to make efforts. I said, even if those efforts are just getting, your own step away from her.
Dacre had agreed to leave his girlfriend to be with Michaela, but we wanted to know what exactly was making her think that this whole thing was real.
When Stranger Things season 4 came out, the day before it came out, he texted me and he said, hey, you need to watch episode 4. And he said, if you don't watch anything else, watch episode 4. And when it came out the next day, and he showed up in that episode. And I was like, well, who else would know that? And he would send me poems, which I am a poem reader. I've actually got his book here. And the poems that he was sending me are things that would go along with things like what his style of writing. And so that's another thing that kind of confused me.
Why does this famous guy need money from you, Michaela?
Yeah.
See, I wondered that too.
Why?
And then he
Why,
explained it. He
Michaela?
said, if I try to use my bank account, she's over it. He said, it's, joint. He said, so she keeps all the stuff. And he said, so I would have to ask her all the time. And I understood that point too, because my ex was very controlling over our money. Well, then it kind of went on for a few weeks. And then all of a sudden he came back. He said, hey, would I be able to ask you to help me here and there if I decided to, separate from her?
God,
and I said, well, I can't help much. I said, but I can help a little bit here and there. Before I knew it, it was turning into $100 and $200 gift cards. But the thing is, when I
called it. I fucking called it. The gift cards are here. What is up with scammers and gift cards? But this is why I feel like they were working her for such a long time, because they probably are gonna use her to launder money. Because this is like sometimes they'll get her to buy the gift cards, but if she refuses or whatever, then they will send her money that they scam out of somebody else. and then she's gonna buy gift cards with that money and send those gift cards somewhere where they can turn this money into profit.
All up. It was $10,000-ish.
Dacre promised Michaela he would pay all of the money she sent to him. He wanted to
Right.
disconnect from his girlfriend, Liv, and claimed he needed to open up another bank account without her knowing until the relationship completely ended. Michaela was essentially funding Dacre's lifestyle for a year. He would even send her money in the form of gift
Grammar
cards and
errors.
checks.
Basically, he would get the gift cards like how I used to do. Like, I would get gifted gift cards and stuff all the time, and I would sell them for
My
less than
bet
what
is
they were
that
worth, and I would, pocket the money. Well, that's kind of what he was doing. He said that he was going to start doing that so he could have a little bit of money for himself, like some pocket change, and he would, give them, and he would get money from them, and then he would pocket them. Like if it was like a $200 gift card, he'd sell it for like $100, and then he would have $100 in his pocket. And when I done that, he wouldn't ask for money for another little while. So I was like, okay, if this is working, it's working for him, we'll just keep on doing that.
Michaela would deposit everything into her bank account and send
She's
it
so
to Dacre through
pretty.
Bitcoin.
And now you understand why I had to contact you guys, because I'm like, it's not the typical scam.
Okay.
It's unique.
I mean, there's a lot of red flags here. It
It's
doesn't
kind of
look the
typical.
best. I'm gonna be honest.
And that 1% is still that hopeless romantic that's just holding on to maybe this is the gentle guy I've been looking for, and maybe he is real. Maybe he will, return and be like a knight in shining armor,
We'll look into things for you, Michaela, and we'll get back to you, okay?
All right, I appreciate it, guys.
The next day, our team got together to go.
Let's unpack the fact that she left her husband. I feel like it's a big topic here, because it's like, it's awful that this scammer was able to come between her and her husband like that, and especially that there's a little child involved. But at the same time, I feel like if they were able to come between them like that, it was probably a sign of already a very destabilized relationship and closeness. I choose to believe that possibly this relationship wasn't good for them anyways, and when it comes to that fact alone, maybe it's better that she's away from her husband, since clearly she was not happy with him. So at least she can like be her authentic self, but she just needs to get the hell away from the scammer. Like the whole thing with the divorce, like maybe they just weren't right for each other, because like if a stranger from the internet is able to captivate you to such a degree, you will divorce your actual real life husband, the father of your kid, then I feel like there must be more to it than just the stranger online who's gonna stand between you. There must be more to it. There must be dysfunctionalities in the relationship. Like you must have kind of been already not into it, right? At that point, for that situation to even occur. Anyways.
Go over all of Michaela's information.
All right, so guys, this is Michaela. I know you guys had a chance to speak with her and look into her info. Any highlights?
I think one of the most compelling parts of this case and what made her believe that she was really talking to Dacre was the fact that he had details on Stranger Things season 4.
I think one thing we see like a lot with this and the Johnny Depp cases, I mean, it follows like a lot of the signs of romance scams. They're just trying to target younger people. So they're using celebrities, they isolate them. In her case, she had this marriage where like, I think that was already in a situation where somebody could intervene because she had allowed it. But,
Memnock, just about your question, I don't know if she thinks it's real. I mean, she reported herself to the show, so I have a feeling like she's probably doubting it. I'm sure that there's a part of her that wants to believe that it's true. And in a lot of these cases, you will see that these people, they have to know that it's not real. But there's a part in them that's lonely and sad that needs this to be true. So they will circumvent their own logic. They will just do mental gymnastics around the subject. And they will know it's not real, but not believe that it's not real. So it's really sad. I think it's a testimony just to how vulnerable the people who are getting scammed really are. but she at least reported herself to this. So it means that she's probably on the right track to finding out and confirming it in herself that this is not real. There's people whose family report their family members to this show, and these people categorically don't want to admit that they're not really talking to Johnny Depp. Like, they just not gonna have it. They will go into the show because they will think that they're going to prove this show wrong, and that at the end of it they're gonna meet Johnny Depp. And then they just get mad when they get presented with evidence. Yeah, no worries.
This person gets involved, isolates her
here.
from her spouse, then, falls in love with her really quickly. We saw a lot of the conversations. They were very surface level types of conversations. So things already weren't going that well beforehand.
So how do we move forward with this? I know Michaela is eagerly waiting our answers.
Virginia and Bree started to dig into all of Michaela's information and hopefully get some clarity and some answers on Dacre.
So for Michaela's case, there's a lot of missing information, but we were able to get access to some of her chats.
Okay, so what are we thinking?
There's this one chat in particular where he was telling her about his day and that he made lasagna. I don't know if he actually made it or not, so we can definitely...
Why not? Does it look too delicious?
It looks too good. It looks way too good.
I gotta see this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you see that? A picture of the lasagna? It looks good, huh?
It does look pretty good. I'm thinking I can just run a reverse image
Yeah.
search and see what we come up with.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Reverse lasagna.
their entire business model basically runs on reverse image search in Google. Like, the whole service relies on the fact that there's a huge chunk of the population that do not know how to reverse image search.
Love it.
It's a bit goofy now.
Lasagna. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Martha Stewart lasagna.
That exact photo.
now that
You know?
for me is a no.
Martha Stewart?
Yeah.
Martha Stewart.
Martha
The
Stewart
Martha
recipe.
Stewart. The exact.
Clever guy. Did she send over anything else we could look into?
There's this picture of a check that I think that it's worth digging into.
Okay, let's see.
So this is the check that he sent her. And what's interesting is that it's a check made from her to her.
From Michaela to Michaela. Oh. All right, we
For
gotta run a search
$5,000.
on this. Just gonna go to socialcatfish.com and drop a picture of the check in.
Their product placement, perfect.
All right. 354 matches found.
Whoa.
So it turned out to be fake?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Actually, that wasn't the most compelling factor for Michaela. The reason she truly believes she's talking to Dacre is the fact that he leaked the season 4, episode 4 title to her just the day before it dropped. Is there any way we can look into that?
I think we can.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's easy to find this type of information ahead of the premiere. I feel like I could find this.
Check this out. Stranger Things
And I don't
announces
have
season
research.
4 episode titles in
what?
new video. That was published November 2021. But he told her about it in May of 2022.
So you could have
Ima, why can't people give their 10,000 to me? I'm newly affiliated with Twitch. Please donate. I will gladly take your $10,000. I need money for a deposit for a mortgage. I'm entering my 30s. I have nowhere to live. Guys, help!
Could have easily found this and manipulated
I'm too
it and
honest
made it
to
look
be a
like he knew
scammer,
some
so
insider information
fuck
when
me and my
this is
morals.
public information. It got leaked
months before.
months before.
Stick around until the end. We'll go over everything that we found to Michaela.
So why would he send you a
I
fake?
totally could do it. Like, technically I could do it. I have all the know-how to become a scammer, but my fucking morals won't let me. My morals have gotten in the way of me achieving a lot of things in my life. I feel like it's more, but I feel like it's a testimony to the kind of society we live in. And you know what? Damn me, I'm not going to compromise my morals.
Check though, with a fake signature.
I have no idea.
If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate you so much.
It was now time to sit down with Michaela and go over everything that we found.
Highly
Our team
recommend
looked at
it.
every piece of information you sent over. We have answers today, and we have a conclusion.
Well, in a perfect world, it would be true, and maybe it would convince, the powers be to get help.
I want to first start off with some facts on Dacre. So he makes around $150,000 per episode of Stranger Things.
Oh my god.
And they do about 8 episodes every season. When you do the math on that, I mean, he's not hurting for money.
But what his excuse was, we have a joint account, and every time I try to make a purchase, she tries to take it back, and which I ran into that problem with my ex, so I kind of understood that. That's why
It's the
I
boyfriend.
immediately dismiss it.
I swear to you, it's the boyfriend. The scammer in this episode is the boyfriend, like the ex-husband. Maybe he didn't want to be with her, or he was testing her loyalty. What if it's like, what if it was like he pulled out an Ima? Ima, remember when you scammed your friend? You catfished your friend? Yeah, I feel like he did this to his wife. He pretended to be her favorite actor just to see, like a joke, whether she would choose her favorite actor over him. And then when she chose her favorite actor over him, he became vengeful, so he stole a bunch of money from her. And then now he's doing this shit. And he's pulling the same tactics that he pulled on her when they were in a relationship. This is crazy.
But at the same time, it
Crazy
was
shit.
fishy.
I swear to you, it's her husband.
Speaking of the relationship,
It's her
we want to
husband.
go over his relationship with Liv. We
My
found
money
that
goes
they've been together
on the
since
husband.
2017.
He told me that they broke up somewhere around 2020, I think.
Okay.
Like mid 2020, somewhere in there. And he also told me she was supposed to be moving to his apartment January of the following year, 2021.
Right.
And he did not. So that was the first red flag, major red flag.
Okay.
Especially I seen that they had posted, well, I can't remember who had posted. I think it was one of their friends had posted a photo of in their new house in LA. And when I confronted him about it, he was like, oh, well, pretend and we have to make 9 million people or whatever think that we're together or else someone's going to know something's wrong. And then that's going to look bad on me. So
When you compare the timelines in which he was saying those things to you, the internet says a completely different story. We found articles all over the internet, them on the news, them in interviews, that shows that they have a healthy relationship.
We weren't able to find any evidence that Dacre's relationship with his girlfriend Liv was toxic in any way. It was true that Dacre and Liv do take long breaks of posting each other on social media, but this was just another way the scammer was able to manipulate Michaela into believing their relationship was rocky.
So we do want
I
to...
wonder how much of her own relationship story she told him before he started throwing it back at her as a tactic to relate. I wonder what was the timeline on their texts.
dive into some of the searches that we ran.
No, they
Can you
do.
tell me
And this
more
is
about...
I feel like this show is a testimony to this. The people who get scammed here, they normally are in a very vulnerable place. This girl, she was clearly in a bad relationship. She wanted out and she was kind of suffering. She was vulnerable. She was upset. And then the scammers just took advantage of that. She got online and they abused her. But it seems like a highly targeted, unless she straight up told the scammer her entire story before he started projecting it back onto her, then they must have done some good research on her. They probably followed all of her social media. They must have had some insight into her relationship, into their dynamic. How else would they be able to tailor the communications and the way that they spoke to her in such a personalized way. I mean, it's crazy. It could have been an accident, like maybe they can figure it out because they probably talk to so many people that they get the type, but it seems really highly targeted to me.
What the backstory on the check is?
Okay, so he had been paid apparently for, and he had his accountant send some money and a check, and he said, "Can you get it cashed for me?" And I said, "Well, I cash it, it's not my check." And he said, "Well, if it gets put into his account," and he is like, "and then I take it out, could you cash it before she would have time to stop it?" And I was like, "Well, I guess." I was like, "I don't know what to do with it, So I did it. I bank account and I deposited the check. I said that
fraud.
I got paid for something. And so I gave it to them, and then they ran it. And then of course I said, "Keep it." I said, I want my account frozen until that check clears. And it didn't clear, of course.
When we ran the signature at the bottom right-hand corner of the check, we got some hits on that signature.
When we ran a reverse image search on this check, we found hundreds of fraudulent checks all over the internet with this same exact signature. The scammer just photoshopped the signature into the check and sent it to Michaela.
When these scammers create a fake check, they'll use this specific signature a lot.
Right.
Yeah, I figured that.
So why would he send you a fake check though with a fake signature?
I have no idea. That was one of the first things to throw up a red flag for me.
So we also looked into some of the chat conversations you sent us.
So they froze her account after this. That's crazy. Oh my god, fucking scam.
One of the main things that stood out to us from those chats is the picture of the
She has a
lasagna
baby
he
to
sent
take
you.
care of.
Michaela, he didn't make this lasagna. We actually found it in Martha Stewart's cookbook. This image is all over the internet, and this recipe is actually pretty popular.
So that's where it came from.
Jesus, he didn't
I was
even
gonna say, I was
try.
like, that does not look like. It kind of looks like it, but at the same time, I'm like,
Just see, like in this way, I would be more successful than this scammer because I cook pretty well. So I could actually take real photos of my real food. I'll trick people like that. I'll be like, "Here's my lasagna. Give me $10,000."
fishy.
And maybe I'll make it for you.
Yeah, so basically he went on to Martha Stewart's internet cookbook, screenshotted this photo, and when you asked him a question, he said he was too busy because he was working on this or making this lasagna. And all he did was just steal that from there and then send it to you.
I knew that whoever it was, either they were pretty good at cooking or they got it from
Ima.
somewhere.
Not to creep you out, but you had fallen for this already. You've already donated €3.
And I didn't know where. So,
See?
I already kind of.
I'm so good, I work in retrospect.
I figured that one too.
Due to the fact that this guy sent you so many things that are from so many different places all over the internet, we come to the conclusion that you're speaking to what's called a romance scammer. He's done research on you. He's
she's
looked
so
at your
pretty.
backstage profile,
such a
your
beautiful
Facebook,
face.
and he's basically morphing himself into this person that you want him to be, and also attaching Dacre Montgomery's photos to that profile.
Scammers spend hours and days researching an individual before attempting to extract any money from them. Their objective is to identify the target's vulnerabilities. They spend days delving into every aspect of their lives. The purpose of their research is to establish a connection with their victims. They'll exploit sensitive situations such as the aftermath of a divorce or the loss of a friend or a family member. It's a strategy that scammers have been using for years.
Okay.
So she was posting about her relationship on Facebook. Oh no. Oh no. People really have to keep it to themselves on the internet. Oh.
I hadn't told him anything about my toxic ex-husband.
Okay.
And he just kind of vented me about that, about him and his girlfriend's issues or whatever.
That's important.
So I kind of sympathized with that. And when he told me that, I was like, well, that's kind of like how me and are like around people. Like, I didn't tell him that, but I said, I was just thinking around people, we act like we're the perfect family. Like, we've got, the kid, we've got apartment together, we've got car together, we've got all this, picket fence kind of, looking family. You close the door, it's nothing, it's everything but. It's literally like, it's toxic, it's narcissism, it's just everything bad. So I was like, I kind of understand that from that angle. But again, he didn't even know that at first. That's why I was like, I'll kind of keep this as my ace in my pocket. But I kind of understood that angle because I was coming from a spot like that. It's something that I can't.
This is so confusing to me, but I feel she must have been posting on Facebook about it. Like, we've seen a couple of her posts there that she was talking about her relationship on Facebook. So like, okay, my money is still on the husband. The husband is scamming her. He's bitter, he tried to prank her, and he's scamming her. But if it's not, then this is creepy as hell. That they would be just going through your personal...
Can't really describe. It's like someone would just have to feel it to understand it.
This scammer targeted all of Michaela's vulnerabilities, tapping into her desire for creative, attractive, and attentive companion. The deception reached a deeper level when he shared his own struggle with his toxic relationship. Not to mention, he was her favorite actor on her favorite TV show.
So I've watched a lot of y'all's Scamfish episodes, and all the comments, there's so many comments saying, how could these people fall in love with these total strangers and send them money and blah, blah, blah. In my case, I'm just like, I just hope that it goes to help somebody. But as far as how can you fall in love with these people, I'm just like,
sure, it goes to help some Nigerian teenager to do whatever Nigerian teenagers do.
Makes you do crazy, stupid, irrational things.
Are they gonna send him the location?
And trauma does one heck of a thing.
That's how I know that a lot of
so
them are in Nigeria.
Instead of judging that person on why they done that to a total stranger that they had never met, maybe, just kind of look and see if that person's ever been traumatized by something. Because if you're someone like me, you're afraid of abandonment, and you're a real big people pleaser, and you're very codependent. So it's like, maybe these people have these problems, and these scammers, they just kind of come in and they leech off that. It's a dopamine fix every time you wake up, every time you go to bed, several hours a day. It's a fix. It's a hit. Honestly, I think you guys are great. You've been fantastic to talk to. It seems like you guys actually do your research, which is great. Because I sure couldn't do it. Like the lasagna photo, I could not have found that. I wouldn't have even thought to look into Martha Stewart cookbook.
I can do this. I can reverse image search. I will open my own social catfish branch in Ireland. I would be so good at it. I'm so good at reverse image searching. I'm so good at it.
But I think that
like,
the team's
what do I
been
need to
great.
put on my
You guys
CV
have been
to
great
apply
to just talk to and work with. And very professional, very thorough.
I'm very good at reverse image searching. I'm really good at spotting scams.
And I can't say much more that hasn't already been said. I mean, you guys have done everything, and I'm very appreciative of it, because now it's like there's no longer any sort of wiggle room anywhere.
Okay.
Well, Michaela, we appreciate you so much. We really enjoyed, talking to you and helping you through this whole thing. We hope that you just stay safe online. Remember, anytime anybody asks you for money, it's 10 times out of 10, it's a scam. So just try to stay safe, okay?
Will do.
9 times out of 10. Iman? Is this the moment that you're gonna ask me for €3 in Spotify gift card? Okay, well, that was one of the light ones. And also, I felt really sorry for her. I think to lighten the mood, let's read some Reddit confessions. Let's get into it. I almost went into the cocaine Reddit again. Okay, so update. Ooh. Okay, let's see. There's a two-parter. Been hooking up with someone for about a month, and last weekend we had a threesome with her trans friend, and I can't stop thinking about her. You know what? I think we found our Reddit confession. Wait, original. Oh. Okay, so I met Mel at a quiz night and we swapped numbers around 10 p.m. as we went home. By 2 a.m. I was back leaving my house to go pick her up and have some car fun. Since then, we've been hooking up 2 to 3 times a week. Last weekend, she asked me to pick her and a friend up from a night out about midnight and said if I took them back to mine, we could have some fun together. It wasn't until I was on the way that I was informed the friend was trans. I've never done anything like this before. I kind of talked myself into it and told myself to stop being boring. So I went to pick them up. Okay. We got to mine, and I won't go into the details, but had one of the best nights of my life. We didn't sleep all night, and I dropped them both back off at Mel's around 9 a.m. after an obligatory McDonald's car park breakfast. Since then, I can't stop thinking about her friend. She told me to add her on Insta that night, so I did, and I can't stop looking at her photos. I haven't seen her any messages or anything, as I don't want to hassle her, but all day I think about her. Me and Mel hooked up on Wednesday, and the whole time I was just having flashbacks to the weekend and was thinking about her. I want to act on this as she seems like she enjoys a party lifestyle and I'm too boring for that, but I just needed to tell someone how much I can't stop thinking about her. And we have an update on the situation. So let's just unpack this one. I mean, cool. This is great. I mean, if everyone is an adult, everyone consents, all the power to you. That sounds perfect. I don't know what's up with the whole thing, oh, I'm so boring, attitude. This kind of talk seems a bit strange, but I feel like if he's thinking about the friend and they have a pretty open agreement with Mel, like maybe mention it to Mel and see if she would be okay with him reaching out to the trans friend. You know, like depends what kind of agreement he has with Mel. It's not very specified, but it seems like a pretty open agreement that they have. Let's see what the comments have said. If you're worried about what Mel is going to think, talk to her first. Tell her how you're feeling about the other girl. Ease your mind with that first so you don't have to worry about two things. Then text the other girl. I generally suggest texting her something more casual, like the show you mentioned she did, or just text, hey, name, think you're a really cool person, had a lot of fun that night, I'd like to know more about you, are you down to grab some coffee, lunch, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Honestly, just write what comes to you naturally. You already know her, so you know her vibe. That's another thing. Like, what are you looking for? Like, are you looking to get to know her, be her friend? Are you looking to just have another hookup buddy? Which is like, all of these options are fine, just as long as conversations I feel, with all the parties, right? I messaged her and said, hey, how are you? Oh, it's him, okay. I've messaged her and said, hey, how are you? Saw your photos and reels from last night. It looks incredible. You're so talented. You said you like directness and autumn. So do you fancy coffee, tea, chocolate, and walk around? She's not replied yet. Oh my God! Okay. He texted her. It's a really sweet message. Still waiting. Update me. Will message you next time. Okay. Nothing yet. Oh my god. I love it when Redditors are all on board with people dating. Like a couple of photos on Insta, then shoot the shoot. A simple hey, blah blah blah, or a bit more dicey. I can't stop thinking about you. I don't want to look like a creep. Yeah, it's a bit forward. But if she's into it, it's cute. Do you ever think what a thin line separates like sexy and creepy? Do you ever think about how thin that line is? Because take this message, for example, I can't stop thinking about you, and then you apply it into a context. So like, say it's a really nice guy that you had a lot of fun with that you really like. And he's like, I can't stop thinking about you. You see that message and you're like, oh my god! And then you're like, of course I want to have dinner. But now turn it around and imagine that it's a total creep that you want nothing to do with. And that he sends you this in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. Like, all I hear is just like, and then you go and check all your windows and see if he's looking in. You sleep with a knife under your pillow, you know, the whole shebang, the whole bloody routine. Okay, let's see. Brother, you've done things with them both already. Don't think it would be creepy at all. That's a fair point. That is a fair point, dear Redditor. Would it not be creepy to reach out to her because she introduced us? I don't want her to feel like she's being squeezed out. But okay, let's see. Yeah, be cool, keep it light. Okay. Wait, let me just put some background lo-fi because I'm getting creeped out by the silence. Perfect. She posted some photos of a show she did last night with saying how cool the show looked, be an okay opener. Yeah, of course. She's got a hobby she does which I don't want to give away, but it was a show for that. Okay. Mild compliment, nothing too over the top, and mentioned you had a great time the other night. Yeah, I mean, since he already texted her, I would have waited until the response. And if the response wouldn't come, I would have left it. Ask yourself which one you want to have fun with more. But, like, really think about it. Do you want Mel more because she's more available, comfortable, whatever? Or do you want what the friend cause? Some things to think about, but if you're looking for sex, then, like my boys from El Dorado said, both is good. That's fair. That is very fair. That's what I was saying. What does he want? Let's see. Okay. What's he gonna say? Oh, okay. This is about his relationship with Mel. So we don't really talk much outside of hooking up. I fixed her car once. I also messaged her once about a show we both watched, but she just ignored it until she was ready to hook up again. Okay, so it seems like for Mel, it's just purely sex, which is fine. If they were both okay with it, I'd happily keep seeing both. I know Mel wants nothing serious as she only got divorced recently. Okay, so it is a purely casual relationship. Okay, no responsibility towards Mel, and it really seems like it's even more of a Mel's initiative from what we're being told. Perfect. That nothing stops them. Oh. Never done drugs, I like being drunk. Okay. I just want more context. Oh, I don't want to exclude Mel, to be honest. She's only interested in sex. I've met her. To me, it seems like he's interested in the other friend more romantically, or like as a friend, potential friend. Because the way he's talking about sex, like, yeah, man, it's just for sex. But that other girl, you know, like, it seems to me like there's something else. Something else there. All I hope for is that it's not trans fetishization. Because, oh boy, that's a whole topic on its own. Oh, okay. Right, so it's a pre-operated trans woman. Okay, and then they're going to explicit details about their adventure, which I'm a lady. I'm not going to go into that. Update. Let's see what happened. I've been looking up with someone. Okay, I spoke to Mel yesterday, and she said she doesn't care what I do as long as I still see her once or twice a week. Mel is giving Domina vibes. She's just like, live your life, dog, but you're mine twice a week. Every Tuesday, you're mine. Mel sounds like someone I would be friends with. Okay, Lena, we get another name. I messaged Lena on Instagram yesterday, asking her if she fancied going for a walk around the local park with a hot drink sometime. She didn't reply until 7 a.m. this morning, about an hour and a half ago. And she said she appreciates the offer, but I'm not her type. And while she would be happy for us to be friends with benefits, she said that I'm too domesticated to be someone she would want to be with emotionally. Oh, poor boy. I love the response. I love it. Sorry, bro. You're too domesticated to be involved with emotionally. What does that even mean? I appreciate her honesty and told her as much, and we ended up arranging for her and Mel to come around again tonight. I've had new experiences and made a new friend, so all is good. Yeah, what the fuck is my sentiment? Exactly, what the fuck is too domesticated? It's a nice word for too boring. Not homeless enough. Clearly. It did make me feel like a cat. Yeah. She prefers feral homeless. Wow. She must be rich if she doesn't like domesticated. I have a feeling like this, like, I don't like domesticated people is a bourgeoisie interest. This is what you get for not continuing to shit in the woods. Oh no. The same as too nice. You don't bring challenge and authoritative energy. Oh god, don't be coerced into the whole nice guy cult. Don't go that way. Whoever this guy is, don't be his friend. Okay. And the conclusion to this, you are on the right path to be far less domesticated than you were. Best of luck. Indeed. Indeed. Okay, we have 10 minutes until we set up Baldur's Gate. Is this incest? Not safe for work content. I wanna know, is it incest? Is it? Let me just peek at it. I wish I've never clicked on this. I'm sorry if you read it. Oh god. Oh god. I wish I've never clicked it. Sure. I'm scared I'm actually dreaming when I go pee. What? Sometimes in the morning, when I go pee, or if I'm pretty drunk, I have this jolting feeling that I might actually be asleep, and I'm currently peeing the bed. Anytime as a child, when I peed the bed, I was dreaming that I was using the bathroom, and anytime I'm woken up to pee, it's because I have to pee in my dream. So sometimes, when I'm really out of it, I get this scared feeling that I'm actually peeing on my bed because it always feels so real in my dreams. And it's a weird feeling of being half awake and half asleep. You know what? I actually know the feeling, but it's not like I don't ever think that I'm dreaming when I'm awake. But sometimes before waking up, because like I generally, the first thing I do when I wake up, I go to pee. Like it's just like a thing. I pee when I wake up, and sometimes like I will have a dream. Like when as you are waking up, like you have like that last dream that you come out of sleep. So like you're kind of becoming aware of the bed slowly, but you're still dreaming, and you're in this kind of like in between land. And sometimes it happens to me that I have a dream that I'm peeing, but then like my consciousness jumps in and I'm like, I'm still in the bed. Am I gonna pee my bed? And then like I generally like jolt up in the bed. I'm like, did I pee my bed? Typically I don't. I don't normally pee my bed. Has it happened before? I don't think so. No. No, I would remember it. I was trying to like refresh all the like times I was drunk or something like that, where like maybe it would have had more likelihood of happening, but I don't think it happened. What happened to me once when I was drunk, I couldn't make it home from the bus station to my apartment, and I was drunk and I really needed to pee, and there was like this meadow field type of thing between my bus stop and my apartment. And I couldn't hold it in anymore, so I peed in a field. That's my pee story. That's my golden story for you. Alright, well, that was fun. We did our Shizz and Giggles for today. I've enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And now we are going to move on to the portion of Baldur's Gate 3. So I'm gonna end this stream because I wanna try to keep these separate. So we keep this stream on its own. I'll set up a new stream for Baldur's Gate. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Like I'll reactivate it, I'll run the timeline, I'll do all the video descriptions, all the kind of stuff, and we are going. And we are going to get into Baldur's Gate. If Raven is in the chat, it would be good for you to come alive. I'm gonna jump into our Discord channel, so you can give me instructions